All right. I think I'm back. Let me just check myself for audio. So, can you hear me?
So can you hear?
All right. So, I just confirmed my mic is working. Last time it wasn't working. So, that's why I'm doing basically a recap of the last live stream because it wasn't working before. But it's working now. I just checked it myself. And yeah, a rat was trying to sabotage my show, which, yeah, technically he or she did. But I'm back and it's not going to happen again. Nope. Anyways, like I was saying, the reason I have this picture here, it's the plague doctor. Now, the plague doctor, I put the what the hell's going on? Hold on a second, guys. All right. Sorry. So I have the plague doctor because of three interesting things. If you notice, it has a beak, and it reminds me of the crow. Now, why is that important? Well, there's a movie called Songbird, which is about COVID 19, except it's 2023 and now it's COVID 23. And at this point, whoever it infects, it eats their brain. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there is kind of hints at it already. I'm going to show you a few articles which show you that they're already kind of saying it affects the brain, kind of in a minor way, but they like to ramp things up slowly. So in the movie Songbird, the first thing I noticed is that there's, I believe it's either a crow or a raven. To me, it's, pretty much the same meaning or symbol for it. And now I don't remember if it had a crown or not, but there was still a graffiti of a crow or a raven right at the beginning of the movie on a wall, like a graffiti in the city. And that reminded me earlier in the year, around February, March, real early in the pandemic in 2019, a lot of news articles were spelling Corvid instead of COVID. Now I'm gonna do a Google search. You'll see a few, not that many, but trust me, it was the typo. If it is a typo, was way more prevalent earlier on in the pandemic. Now, so I'm gonna show you what it what the typos were. It would say this: COVID 19. Now, a corvid is basically a crow. So let me see if I could find some of those typos and screen share it. Give me a second here. I'm searching for it. One second here. So either they fixed it all Or hold on a second. I just noticed that Google auto corrected me. I don't want you to correct me. I want you to stay how I typed it. Anyways, it's not letting me do it today. I did it on my phone. Let's see if it could work on my phone and send myself a link. Yeah, man, they're messing with me. I'm not finding it anymore. It used to be on the first to second page. You would see an article saying Corvid instead of COVID. All right, I found one. Now it's not the best website, but still. Let me see. COVID-19 Grand Valley Lanthorn. This is a website that has an article spelled like that. I think it's still here. Let's see. So the Grand Valley Lanthorn, or however you say it. I don't know why I'm messing up with this word. But anyways, it's a school. Now I'm gonna screen share it. Just a small example. Okay, let's see. Screen share. So I don't know if you could see it there. Hold on, let me take the picture out. Let me zoom in. So that's a school's website. Now that's just one example. Like I said, last night I saw about 4. Let me see. Should I show you one more? Let's see here. COVID-19. So what I'm doing is in Google on my phone, they actually show up. For some reason, when I look it up here, they're being hidden. So you see, it's another website. Now, most of the time, when you click on it, it'll, like in the actual page, it'll say COVID. Oh no, look, it's actually there. You see, it'll change here to COVID regular. Now, you might be like, what does that matter? Well, what I'm trying to say is, from the beginning, they misspelled it to put corvid, which a corvid is a crow. And I'm telling you that in the movie Songbird, which is about a mutated coronavirus, the first thing you see is a graffiti of a crow on the wall. And like I said, if you can see here, the plague doctor has like a crow type or bird bird type beak. Excuse me, my voice is cracking. Anyways, so my theory is either it came from a crow or there's going to be a mutated version that they're going to say came out and they're going to blame it on the crow. Now, how can it come from the crow? Well, because if you look back, even if you search right now, they'll tell you that they think most likely it came from a bat, but it hasn't been confirmed. So, really, it could be any animal still. And no, when I say this, I'm saying if it is a real virus. I'm not sure if it is, I'm not sure if it isn't. I'm just saying, based on the narrative, it could be a crow still, since they haven't had a definitive answer if it's a bat. Now I just got a cat 3 days ago, so if you hear the cat, I apologize. She's a little bit of a crybaby. Hopefully she'll stay relatively quiet so I could do this. All right. So that's what I was explaining about the Corvid. Come on, Sasha. Shh. Oh man. Anyways, that's what I was explaining, but for some reason the audio wasn't coming out. Okay. Thought she was gonna let me talk. Anyways, so that's why I wanted to show you that. Now I'm gonna show you once again the same video that I uploaded last time in the last live stream, which is about Trump. Now on January 6th, they're gonna certify the votes, and there's supposedly about 140 Republican representatives who are planning to object to it. So we'll see where that leads. Biden doesn't officially become president till the 20th of the January, so we still have the 6th, and we have a couple of days, actually a couple of weeks, or like a week and a half, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, we have a few days after the 6th. Anything could still happen. I don't really care either way. To me, if Biden wins and he comes in, it's faster, Agenda 21. And if Trump comes in, it's not going to be faster, but it's going to be chaos. So either way, it's going to be pretty bad. I don't really care who wins. I'm just keeping an eye on it because this would be a first time in history. Well, it is the first time in history that any of this is happening. Now, if it gets overturned, I think that would be a first time in history as well. So we'll see. But he definitely has a lot of predictive programming implying that he will somehow win. Now I'm going to show you that video again if you didn't catch it on the last live stream. You can catch it now. Then after that video, I will give probably a few more comments on stuff in that video, and I will show you 2 bonus videos. One of them is going to be, if I could find it, this nurse that she got vicked. I'm just going to say it that way. She got vicked, and she got a disease that you will hear what she says. Now, I've seen this video uploaded in other channels and it's been taken down. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if not, if it does, I'll figure out a way to put it up somewhere. Anyways, I'll show you that Trump video with the predictive programming, then I'll show you that video of the nurse, and I'll give a few comments, and we'll wrap it up. Probably later tonight, there might be a new song. If there isn't a new song tonight, it'll be somewhere this next week. I'll be enjoying my music. And yeah. Anyways, I'm going to put the video now. Give me 1 second here. I'm about to put it up.
This is Domino 7. We have a big showdown happening here on January 6th. This is the day.
Sorry if you hear another video on. It's not meant to put that one. All right. I'm about to share it now.
Today, we're focusing on the New Year's tradition. Why is it celebrated on January 1st? Turns out you can thank the Romans for that. Here's Matt Gregory in This Week in History.
Welcome back to This Week in History. Happy New Year! This is the one where Julius Caesar decides when the year starts. And we answer the question, why is January 1st the beginning of the new year? For that, we've got to go all the way back to the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar became dictator for life in the 40s. 40 BC. We're in a whole different time code now. As dictator for life, Caesar put in numerous reforms. Most were aimed at helping the Roman Empire and the Roman government to run more smoothly. So what needed to run more smoothly, you might ask? How about time? The Roman calendar was completely messed up. At the time, it followed a lunar calendar, a moon calendar. And because of that, the Roman seasons didn't exactly line up. You had winter in July, spring and summer in November, and it changed from year to year. Not to mention, politicians would add days or even weeks to years just to lengthen their terms of office. Could you imagine that? What a loophole! How about a never-ending presidency? It's good to know that even in Roman times, political corruption was alive and well. So Julius Caesar sat down with an astronomer named Sosigenes. And Sosigenes suggested that Caesar and the Romans follow a solar calendar, the sun, like the Egyptians had done centuries before. It was more accurate and easier to follow, quite frankly. In order to start a new calendar, the Romans had to pick a different month to start the year at, because up to that point, March was the beginning of the year. Beware the Ides of March. So in the year 47 BC, This Week in History, December 31st became the end of the year. And we opened up 46 BC on the new Julian calendar beginning on January 1st. Wait, but why January? Well, the common thought is that January is named after the Greek god Janus. Janus is the Greek god of new beginning. Janus has two faces, one that looks to the past and one that eyes the future. Like the change in years.
Newski's Farm in the western part of the state just welcomed a new and unique member to their family. Oh, it's a two-headed goat. He was born on Sunday. He's one of about 1,000 goats born on the farm this year, but the only one with two heads. The Newski family really wants to keep him as a pet, and they're hoping he will survive. There's a 50-50 chance he'll make it.
Janus is a deity of Roman mythology, the son of Apollo. According to some versions, Janus was born in Thessalian region in Greece, but left for the region of Lazio, located in current Italy. There, he was welcomed by the mythical king Camese, with whom he divided the power. Janus edified several cities, and, according to some Roman myths, Janus welcomed the god Saturn after his banishment from Greece by the hands of Jupiter. Saturn would be the equivalent of the Titan Cronus of Greek mythology, and, as a form of gratitude for being welcomed, the old god began the golden era of mankind. During this period, men started to live in a world of extreme happiness and abundance. Cronus also blessed Janus, giving him the power to know the past and the future. Janus was the deity accountable for teaching men how to use boats, and also introduced them to coins. After the end of his life among the men, Janus became a deity. As a god, he would be the deity responsible for protecting doors and gates. This god was depicted with two faces and had a key in his hands. When he opens a door, the god unleashes a new cycle, and this can be a new cycle of harvest or the passage from childhood to adult life. He is also associated with the beginning and the end of wars. During the war between the Romans and the Sabines, the god stopped the Sabines from attacking the Roman armies, creating a source of boiling water, preventing the advance of the Sabines. The Romans eventually repaid their protection by building several temples in his honor. The main one was closed during peaceful periods, and only in times of war people could find it open. Since he was a god connected to transitions and new cycles, the Romans baptized the name of the first month of the year in honor of the god Janus. With that, January is the time when people try to accomplish their New Year's resolution and start a new cycle of prosperity with the blessing of the god Janus.
We cannot allow any other country to outcompete the United States in this powerful industry of the future. We are leading by so much in so many different industries of that type, and we just can't let that happen. The race to 5G is a race America must win, and it's a race, frankly, that our great companies are now involved in. We've given them the incentive they need. It's a race that we will win. To accelerate and incentivize these investments, my administration is focused on freeing up as much wireless spectrum as needed. We're going to free it up so they'll be able to get out there and get it done, and removing regulatory barriers to the build out of networks. But we must not rest. The race is far from over. American companies must lead the world in cellular technology. 5G networks must be secure. They must be strong. They have to be guarded from the enemy. We do have enemies out there, and they will be. They must also cover every community, and they must be deployed as soon as possible.
We're ready.
Hell yeah. Been looking forward to this.
Modulating frequencies now.
It's time. Let's light it up.
Are you ready, Neville? Pre-check. Check. Check. Okay, Neville.
In T-minus 3, 2, 1. Ready to launch. Hit the button.
Here we go.
It's working. It's working.
Nationwide 5G is live.
Yeah. And we're just getting started.
Wait until they see what's next. Soon, my friend. Very soon.
On my count. 3, 2, 1.
Well, at one point, we suspected 7i might be the ground station for a secret space-based weapons program called GoldenEye, but... EMP. Would account for the MiGs and satellites and the blackout.
The Janus Group?
Electromagnetic pulse, a first-strike satellite weapon developed by the
Americans and Soviets during the Cold War.
So what do you know about Janus? Zilch. Zips. No one's ever seen him.
But the man's connected at the Gazoo, KGB, military.
The son went to work for the government whose betrayal was the father to kill himself and his wife.
Hence, Janus. Two-faced Roman god come to life.
It wasn't God who gave me this face. In 42 seconds, the United Kingdom will re-enter the Stone Age.
A worldwide financial meltdown.
It was you setting the timers for 3 minutes instead of 6.
Am I supposed to feel sorry for you?
No. You're supposed to die for me.
President has and I just mentioned one of the options. I mean, he could immediately, on his order, seize every single one of these machines around the country on his order. He could also order, within the swing states, if he wanted to, he could take military capabilities and he could place them in those states and basically rerun an election in each of those states. I mean, it's not unprecedented. I mean, these people out there talking about martial law, it's like it's something that we've never done. Martial law has been instituted 64 times.
Following a disputed election and a tie vote, the U.S. Congress installs the most unpopular president in U.S. history as David Jefferson Adams becomes the 44th President of the United States. Shortly after the election, increased unrest, rioting, and a growing number of militias have given rise to ever-increasing domestic terrorism. In response, the president invokes the Homeland Security Act and declares martial law on the West Coast and other areas of the country. Though highly contested, a Supreme Court ruling sidesteps the electoral process, disqualifying popular presidential candidates from several states. Public outrage explodes when a sham election leads to incumbent David Adams accepting a second term in office. During the 57th Inauguration Day ceremonies, Washington, D.C. is struck by a low-yield nuclear weapon, killing David Adams and most of the U.S. Congress. The destruction of Washington, D.C. effectively breaks the chain of succession, sending the nation into chaos. In an emergency vote, the European Union deploys peacekeepers in the greater D.C. area to secure international interests. With separatist sentiment rising, California's governor declares home rule and secedes from the Union. Texas follows quickly and declares sovereignty, taking neighboring states with them and forming the Republic of Texas. Now, the once United States of America lie in ruin. The time for words has passed, and a second American Civil War now erupts as 7 factions wage war across the land. They battle one another to reclaim a nation, to restore peace, to rebuild this shattered union.
Basic principles of time travel. Vessel 1, portal. Vessel 3, dispatch.
Like it a lot. You know, I love that movie, the way they shot it. It's so like futuristic, you know?
Calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, gotta see some serious shit.
But a bright line in the sand, and we will protect you. That I can tell you. And we will say enough is enough.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Romney wants to he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains. Look, we need to reform the criminal justice to make sure black mothers feel confident when they send their child, their son out on the street that he's going to be safe. We got to recognize that kid wearing the hoodie may very well be the next poet laureate and not a gangbanger. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. And if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
If we turn against each other based on divisions of race or religion,
Come on, try getting it out.
Ding, 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 bong. That's all, folks.
Are you there?
What are you doing with the rest of your life?
Catching up on some me time. Find God.
My.
All right. So that was a video of the last live stream. I just want to comment on the part in the video where it shows the number 88. Now, 88 is related to time or time travel. And as you can see, it's related to Trump and his name, which Trump is actually a different way of saying triumph. So we'll see what happens on the 6th, and we'll see what happens before the 20th. The 6th, I think, is a Tuesday, so I might do a video. If I have time, I will try to catch anything live that's going on Tuesday. And if not, I'll just do a video after whatever happens. I'm not going to make any guesses. My only inclination is that Trump isn't going to go quietly into the night. That's my only inclination. So we'll see what happens. So like I said on the title, I'm going to show you 2 extra bonus materials. So I'm going to show you 2 more videos. They're both short. Then I'm going to leave some comments regarding those videos and pretty much wrap it up after that. So just give me a second here. This video is from Dabu7. I'll show you the name here. Dabu, DAHBOO 777. That's the name of the channel. All right.
Happening here on January 6th. This is the day that we've all been waiting for to see how this thing is going to hash out inside the Capitol and who we're ultimately going to see as president for the next 4 years. There's been a lot of debate over this whole thing, contested, and a lot of censorship just on trying to get the flat out truth out there on what's happening. We have seen with our own eyes people burning ballots and destroying them and all this stuff, and yet this has been taken to the Supreme Court twice, and they've rejected it. So what they're doing is they're saying, since no one wants to open up a legit investigation, they're taking this route. And the other night on the live stream, I was talking about how 140 different officials say that they're going to object to this. And here we have Ted Cruz and 10 other Republican senators here announcing that they have a plan to raise objections to formalizing Joe Biden as president. Mike Pence plays a huge part in this in the coming days. And there's a massive rally that's taking place inside DC that Trump is tweeting about, trying to get all kinds of people there. And we will have a team on the ground covering all this as it unfolds on the 6th, the 5th and the 6th. So make sure to join me over here on DLive. This is where it's going down. And everyone that's going to be live streaming the event, they're going to be live streaming it over here. Follow me on Parler as well. This is the news feed because they're nuking Twitter accounts. This is the spot to be. Make sure to follow me here as well. You'll find links below in the description box. Much love, y'all.
All right. So that was the second video, and I'm going to show you the last video, and then I'm going to give you my closing thoughts on these last two videos.
Hi, I am a registered nurse in Nashville, Tennessee, and my name is Kalila Mitchell. I'm reaching out to everyone about the COVID-19 vaccination. I recently took the COVID-19 vaccination. After the shot, I felt fine, but within 3 days, I went to the doctor because I had problems with my face. The whole left side of my face, actually. I have Bell palsy now. And as you can see, I can't smile. I'm trying to smile. I'm just getting embarrassed for it. But I just want everyone to know that I think this vaccination is the worst thing ever. And I would not give this to anybody. Even my worst enemy. Please, America, they do not care about us. Do not take this vaccination.
So, hopefully my video doesn't get taken down. I had to go to BitChute to find this video. There might be some channels on YouTube that have it, but I was subscribed to a channel, or I'm still subscribed to the channel. And he put this video up, and right after I watched it, I was going to comment on it, and I wasn't able to because it was taken down because it violated the YouTube guidelines. So we'll see what happens. I'm working on, like I said, different places where I could put my content. Not going to list them right now. If whenever I need to, if this channel gets taken down, I'll make sure to give you guys where I'm going to be available at. But for now, we'll keep working through here until things get bad. So, like you saw in the video before this one, on the 6th of January, Congress is supposed to count the Electoral College votes to officially make Biden the president. Over 100 Republicans are saying they're going to object to it, that they want a 10-day audit of the elections. So we'll see. There's a lot of predictive programming of a president winning by or overturning an election through the Supreme Court. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's very important. Very, very important. Because whatever happens here is going to affect the rest of the world. Whatever chaos happens in America is going to affect the whole world. I know it sounds egotistic or whatever, but it's not. It's the plain truth. So we'll see. Either we get Biden and we get warp speed into the Agenda 21, or we get Trump and we get a lot of chaos, and we'll see what happens then. We'll see. And on that nurse, I'll keep saying it. Don't take it. Keep yourself healthy, meditate, run, exercise, eat your vitamins, eat your greens, do whatever you got to do to stay healthy, and try to deal with it that way. Whatever restrictions they're gonna put or not, I think it really depends on what happens. At least in America, it's gonna depend on what happens with Trump. It could go, it could go into, like I said, straight Agenda 21, or it could be chaos for an unlimited amount of time. And for the rest of you guys internationally, I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty simple. Either you take it, or your rights are going to be stripped away. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to do this. You won't be able to do that. It's up to you, really. I personally wouldn't take it. Anyways, those are my thoughts on those videos. Hopefully this video came out good and everybody could hear me right. My next video will probably be on Tuesday, like I said, to try to cover what happens in Congress. And also going to show you some articles on COVID that I find very interesting, and the vaccine and stuff like that. So just to give you a gist, the next video will be how there's articles saying that the vaccine might make you more vulnerable to HIV and many other things, and how it's related to the HIV protein, plus the psychological effects that supposedly some people with COVID are getting. So we'll delve into that. We'll try to see what numbers they use in the articles and try to break it down further. So that's going to be the next video, probably on Tuesday. So it's going to be an update on the elections here in the United States, plus an update of the propaganda of the COVID and COVID vaccine. So that's what I had for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you watched live, and if you didn't, when you catch the replay. I love you all. Remember to beat truth. And how do you beat truth? By being love and sharing love. Once you act like love and you share it to as much as people as possible, then you are being the truth. All right, everybody. And with that, I'm signing off.